Hi, good morning. My name is Lisa Dublin, and I want to tell you a story this morning. Welcome wherever you're watching me from. It might be LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the show this morning. I've been away for a while, but I think you're going to enjoy what I talk about today. Of course, I want you to relate it to your own self. Have you ever been at work and come to that realization that, wait a minute, this is not what I want? Over the next couple of days, I'll be telling those stories a lot about why I pivoted and how you can too if that's your thing. And maybe this story is going to resonate a little bit with you. So, I had this office job, and by all standards, it's okay, except that it wasn't right for me. And I'll never forget getting I got an email. I was on an email thread. Apparently, the email was meant for me, but the person who sent it was, some kind of very stuffy prof in the department and would not deign to say my name. Okay, would send me an email where didn't even mention that it was for me, but expected me to glean because that's what the job that you're supposed to do. And I'll never forget that feeling of like, is this what I've been reduced to? Is this it? Is this all there is? Here I am in a job where I just seem to be tolerated. That you wouldn't even address me in the email. It was like, figure it out. This is who you are. This is what you're supposed to do. So I don't even have to greet you. I don't even have to say your name. I don't even have to say that the email is to you. You should figure it out. And I won't ever forget that feeling of, is this all there is to life? Like, can I do better than this? And a lot of the times we take those kinds of, I call it slights and all of the things in a job because you never stop to consider whether you have gifts and talents that can be better put to use. That if you go in a place where you're called to, as opposed to a place where you are just tolerated, then it can be better, it can be more fulfilling, you make more sense, you have a better way of doing life, making a living, making an impact while making a living, and not having the stress of working with people or working in a place that you are not well suited for. And I'm not saying that, even the path that I've taken as a speaker and as a coach, it's for everybody, because I've discovered it's not just about having the gift or knowing what you're good at. If you're going to go your own way, you also have to have some kind of entrepreneurial spirit. You have to step out. And that's kind of what I'm teaching my students right now. But it has to start however you decide. Whether you decide, okay, this job is not good for me, I'm going to find one that is best suited to who I am. All of these experiences help you to determine who you are in the world and what kind of impact you want to make. So it was that kind of environment that I was in, frankly, that I did not like. And, there's a verse in the Bible that I take very seriously. And it says, well, it's actually two verses, okay? Go find the scriptures. Go find the scriptures. The first one says, a man's gift will make room for him and bring him before kings. I love that verse. It has guided me to get up when I'm tired, like this morning. It has guided me to pursue not just the love, the passion, but the gift of speaking, coaching, writing, that kind of thing. The other verse is this. Do you see a man? Why is the Bible always about the man? Or whatever. Okay. Do you see a man diligent in his work? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. Many of us, when we are in jobs that where we are getting stressed out and we're getting all sorts of undue, I don't even know, meanness. Many of us are standing before mean people. Isn't that true? You know, everybody else gets concessions. You can't leave to go pick up your kid. Even if the child is sick, you can't do those things. You have to pay it back. I mean, all of the things that show that you never get the benefit of the doubt. You're never celebrated for what you bring to the table. You are always the one under scrutiny. You're always the one who needs to be brought up to par. You are always the one whose words need to be explained. Oh, I've been through all of it. I don't come out talking about it because I don't want to make it the focus of, how I come out in the world. But the more I think about it and the more I think about how did I get here, there was many pull and attractive factors to walking in my gift of speaking, writing, coaching, that kind of thing, as there were the push factors of, hey, you're not wanted here. Hey, you are standing before mean men. You are standing before people who clearly do not appreciate or know the value of what you give. And these are the questions that I used to think to myself when I got those kinds of emails, when things were tough and when I had to deal with people in offices who clearly were just had a chip on their shoulder. And I'm like, you know what? Here I am. I have this gift of speaking, of communicating. Here I am before mean people. What are you doing? What are you even doing, Lisa? And so for me, during the pandemic, I began to really build under the 9 to 5. And that is what I want to invite people to do today. Like, you might be in the 9 to 5, and yes, you need to stay there because you need to make a way. You need to have a bridge. You need to do things in proper sequence. Yes, but you don't stay with the mean people because you yourself become bitter. You yourself become jaded. You yourself become hostile. And you just keep your head down and you never realize the things that God has called you to. Isn't it true? So during COVID, I really began to build under the 9 to 5. What do I mean by that? I began to use the time that the pandemic afforded me to do the certifications, to pursue the courses, to delve back into entrepreneurship because I had been many years before, and to say to myself, I desire this life. I desire a life where I am doing work that matters to me, that changes lives, and that gets me paid. Is that something you would be interested in this morning? Is that something that appeals to you? Like, what would it be? And I always ask this question, not the one about if you knew you had 6 months to live, because I just find that very morbid. Let's not go there. Here's my question. If you knew that you would be successful at anything you pursued for the next year, what would you be doing right now? If you knew that you would be successful at anything you pursued for the next 12 months, what would you do right now? That question should excite you. And it's also a very dangerous question to ask. Look at y'all see my shekere in the back there? You guys see this? I have to tell y'all about it. Okay. I have a Basement Chronicles vlog about how I got this right here. Right? You guys see it? I just love this instrument so much. Right. I'll tell y'all about it some other time, right? But I just saw it in the back. I was like, what is that there? I just kind of glanced back, right? But what is it for you? Is it speaking? Is it cake decorating? Is it coaching? Where are you called? Do you even know? I feel like if we all took the time to kind of figure out what you were meant to do and then to hurtle towards it, to make all of life lead to that path, even part-time. You can't do it full time, that's fine, but to have that desire to finally feel like you dropped the right piece of the puzzle into its place, that is how I feel right now when I'm doing work, when I'm coaching, when I'm speaking, when I'm writing. I feel like, okay, I don't have it all figured out as yet, but that feeling of being in the right place, I would not trade it for the world. And I want to pivot a little bit because where I'm good is not at teaching people business or anything of the sort. Where I'm good is making speakers out of people. Because there are two kinds of speakers in the world, okay? There are the professionals who have to speak for a living. It's not something that they would choose to do, but because of their expertise, where they find themselves at these elevated positions in the world, then you need to learn how to speak with confidence and authenticity. And so, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, can I ask you to hit the subscribe button? Have you hit the button? hit the subscribe button for me, please. Thank you very much. Let's get those numbers up there. Please like the video. I need you to like it. If this is giving you value, like it and share it. It costs nothing to like or to share. Do you know that? It's all good and it gets the message out there. You guys look at this. It's a lovely day, isn't it? Can you see the sun? I opened the blind so you can see the sun coming in through the window. That is just, it's a lovely day. Praise the Lord. This is the day the Lord has indeed made. We will be glad and we will rejoice in it. Right? So let's get back to the topic of, if you knew that you would succeed, what would you be doing? And are you following that right now? And this is not meant to give you any angst, but to make you desire something more. Because, like, over the last couple months in particular, since I've been training speakers, I've realized, okay, there's a way for us to actually get to doing what we want, especially where speaking is concerned. So I was talking about those people who have to speak for a living. And I coach these people with my Speak with Confidence program, and I have this other program. I've had it for a couple years, but it's just there in the background. I just run it when people need it. This one is for the executives and the CEOs and those people who are media facing and are always having to speak and are building their brand even while they go out representing their companies, right? And so my program is called All the World's a Stage, because you have to realize, even now, all right, I had to get ready to be here. As much as I'm in my basement and I'm comfortable, I'm streaming out to the world. Couple hundred people, but that's okay. I'll take that. But it is performance in the sense that you have to put your best foot forward. You have to perform. You have to come up to scratch. You have to give people what they expect, what you said you're going to deliver, which is to speak about how your gift can make room for you. In that sense, everyone, it is performance. And so my program, the one-on-one program where I meet with these executives every week, it is called All the World's a Stage. And we go through, how are you presenting yourself to the world? Are you thinking about the future? What is the speech going to be like? Are you ready for it? What's your mindset? What do you want to be said? What do you not want to be said? Because some of these positions are frankly very political. And you have to be able to handle the Q&A in such a way that you do not upset the status quo, even while you say what is effective to be said for the growth of the organization and the population and all of the things. So we do that. This is All the World's a Stage. So I'm now in the ninth cohort of Speak with Confidence. This is my group program. And if you're interested, go to my website, lisamdublin.com, and you can sign up for the next cohort, because we are 4 weeks into cohort number 9. So cohort number 10, you need to join it if you are, especially like an immigrant, if you are in the diaspora, and speaking is going to get you places, you up on the up and up, but you have maybe um just concerns about your voice, about how you sound, and communication is keeping you back. You need to be in Speak with Confidence. So go sign up on the website, lisamdublin.com, and you can get on the wait list for next year, April, God willing, 2026, when we run cohort number 10. It's going to be spectacular because, I mean, it's like the 10th iteration of this program. Here's what I realized over the years. It wasn't just people who had to speak for a living, to be out there, who were coming through Speak with Confidence. Even as I began to grow as a speaker in this, setting, I realized I would look across and I would see people who had that ability to speak, didn't even know that, one, it was a gift, two, it was a business. That if you have something to say and you know how to say it, and you are willing to just explore the leadership side of you, the thought leadership side of you, and the business side of you, you have either a side hustle as a speaker who gets paid, even as you have the 9 to 5, or You have the ability, if you take it seriously enough and get this kind of training that I'm going to tell you about, to in a couple years, 1 or 2 years, to become the sought after speaker, perhaps even to be able to replace the 9 to 5. I will never forget, very seriously and transparently, one of the days, one of the times that I got paid for a 45-minute speech, I think it was. And that that amount was as much or even more than I got paid in a 2-week stint at my previous job. And I sat back. They had put me up at a hotel. And I sat back and I said to myself, what do I need to do? Who do I need to become to be that person who can make an impact and make an income like this, in a way that feels natural, in a way that is not onerous, in a place where I'm celebrated and giving real value? It- you know, what's his name? Gary, oh geez, what is that guy's name? He wrote the book called The Big Leap, right? His name, he wrote the book called The Big Leap. I forgot his name now. Gay something. And I'll just check my Kindle app to see his name. I always forget this guy's name. I'm not sure why. But the book is called The Big Leap. And in that book, this guy speaks about, there are four, Gay Hendricks, that's his name right there. Okay, if you get a chance to read this book, read that book. It's all of these books I read and I savored and I like marinated on during the pandemic to be able to be here today. And he spoke about, there are four zones that we operate in: zone of incompetence, zone of competence, zone of excellence, and zone of genius. There are people out here listening to me. You're hearing this, and immediately your mind goes to your zone of genius. You know, hands down, if somebody had to say to you that you have 12 months and whatever you do in your zone of genius is going to be successful, there is a thing that pops up in your mind. For me, hands down, speaking, writing. Okay, zone of genius. And how you know that is the zone of genius? It's because it's easy for you to do, but it's hard for other people. It's the thing you get called upon to do most of the time, and you don't even get paid for it. People just naturally upon you to do that thing. What is that for you? Tell me in the chat if you're listening on the replay, or if you are here today. Tell me what that is for you. What is your zone of genius? That is where you're supposed to be. I take it very seriously, that verse in the Bible, that your gift will make room for you and it will bring you before kings. So it's all of these thoughts going through my head, right? I'm sitting there in that hotel, lovely hotel room I was put up in for that speech. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is possible. And then I started to think, if it's possible for me, I'm not the only person with this kind of gift. I'm not the only person who can move an audience with words. So then, how do I make it possible for those kinds of people who I look across and see, some of them came through Speak with Confidence, others are just out there? And so I said, okay, it's time. It's time for the second program. It's time for me to put together something for people who just love speaking, can speak already, are not nervous on stage, but don't understand that there's a way to couch the gift and a way to present and package the gift of speaking so that you get paid for what you love to do. So I'm starting this new program called Make Money as a Speaker. I'm so excited about it because I'm already getting proof of concept. I began with a group of speakers in January, training and coaching them for free. 6-month program to be able to see what the needs were, who they were in a setting like that, what were the barriers to getting out there and becoming a speaker, and knowing that I can get paid for this, even if I didn't in the past, even if I have no entrepreneurial sense. It's all of those things. And so this program, Make Money as a Speaker, is going to develop 3 parts of you. The speaker part, how you say your message. What is your message? That's where we start. What is your message? What is the visceral thing that you want to tell the world? And let me tell you something. If you are listening here today and you're like, yes, I can speak, Lisa, but I'm not sure what I want to say, that's okay. You have a general idea of where you can start speaking. I've been speaking for more than 20 years, and I've always been in the general area of self determination, goal setting, leadership. What else? Did I get called upon? Your dreams will make room for you. All of the things, because people see it from what you present. You see me, if you follow me on Instagram, there are workout videos. So by the way, go follow me at Lisa M Dublin on Instagram. I'm way more fun over there. Way more fun. There's a lot more than this. Okay. So general area, and then I come out, I do the live. So you get impressions of who I am as a speaker. But here's the thing. I now have a visceral message, and it is I'm not going back to the office. And you don't have to either if you have that 3D approach. What is a 3D approach? It is desire, it is determination, and it is design. In some cases, if you want it to be divine design. Because when you put God in everything, like you just better. I don't even care. That's my reality. That's what makes a lot of sense. Okay. 3D approach. You have to want it. You have to be determined to keep on going, even when it gets tough. And you have to have a design, a strategy for how to get there. So these are the three things that I teach and that I base my speaking on. So now I have a visceral message, but I have been speaking for almost more than 20 years. I have been speaking and getting paid. So what does that tell you? You don't have to start with a visceral message. You just have to have the sense that I have a gift. I am going to use it either as the side hustle to begin with, or I am going to become that sought after speaker who gets booked, who gets busy, who goes out and makes an impact and makes an income with the gift and the talent that God has given me. Does that sound like you today? I'm sure. I know I'm not the only one. I know 100. No, I don't know. Do I know 100? I know at least 25 people who can speak even better than I can. I do. People who make me stand at attention and listen to them, just bear witness to. You know how people tell me that about myself, and I thank God for it. But I love to experience when speakers just make you wonder, geez, God made this person. Geez, you're saying something that lifts something in me. Have you met speakers who make you feel like that? That is a gift. If you've ever been told that that is you, I'm saying to you, you should be speaking and getting paid. Yeah, that's it. And even if you've never been told that, but you feel a burning within you right now, like, I could do this. I want to speak. I love to hear great speakers. I want to be one of them. Let's chat. Let's talk about it. You guys, like, the more I live, the more I realize instead of going after so many different things, why don't you double down on what you're good at and find a way to make that way make room for you? There are a couple of reasons for that, and then I'm going to get out of your hair. Okay, we're right on time. There are a couple of reasons why you should get to the point where you know what your gifts are. Because I'm teaching my group, the group of speakers I'm teaching to go out and to be paid speakers. Here's the thing: if you are jumping all over the place, nobody knows who you are, what you stand for. I came across this quote, and it says, if you confuse me, you will lose me. But if you compel me, you will sell me. As in, I will be sold on what you have to offer if you are compelling. The way you get compelling is to double down on one thing and to stay there. So I've been thinking about it. It was supposed to be this week, but it's actually going to be in a week or two. For the first time, I'm going to be bringing together all of the different speaking groups that I have developed over the last while. the current Speak with Confidence cohort, and then my program Make Money as a Speaker, those people in that cohort, then all of the alumni, is that, yeah, that's the word, right? Alumni of the past cohorts of Speak with Confidence, they are going to gather for a virtual session on how to dress, do makeup and wardrobe with confidence. And I sat back and I am like, the only way this has happened is because I stayed long enough in the field of speaking. Because a couple things, I realized I was good at it. People said that I was. I was, I think, a savvy enough entrepreneur to go where the market was calling me. But the thing is, when you stay in the area, the industry, the career that interests you, you find things to do. You make more headway in that space because you take it more seriously. You are looking at it more closely and you love it a lot more than other people. I can go to any gathering, any conference, and I am looking at the surroundings, at the speakers through the lens of a speaking coach and a speaker. Somebody else who might be an image consultant will be looking at the audience members and the people on the panel and the speakers through the lens of an image consultant. If you are like a parenting coach or something of the sort, you go to anywhere and you are looking through the lens of the thing that interests you the most. It is very true. Might as well do it. Where your focus goes, your energy will flow. And when your energy flows in an area of focus that you love, that is when it begins to make room for you. You begin to do the things that come naturally and are extraordinary because you're thinking of it more. The kinds of things that I think about with speaking. For example, there is something called a Kairos moment. Okay. Have you ever experienced that as a speaker? A Kairos moment, if you're like into Christianity, whatever, it is that phrase, but it's also like just a phrase that you can use. A Kairos moment, you guys. Oh my gosh, I 2 minutes to get out of here. This is a time when everything, a moment in time, when everything seems to come together, when the atmosphere feels right and the person says the right thing, or just at that moment you get the phone call that you need, and then the next thing happens, that is a Kairos moment. Check out the word for me. Kairos. I live for these moments as a speaker. These these moments make me cry when I see other people engage in them and come upon them. And I pray for these as a speaker to have those moments when, you can't manufacture these. You can't orchestrate them. I think it just simply comes from who you are and what you're doing in the world, right? So, for example, for me, one of the Kairos moments, it might not have been a good one, but when Justin Trudeau was giving his resignation speech. I don't know if you guys remember that. Those of us who are in Canada, there was a moment at when he was standing at the lectern when the paper flew away. You guys remember that? I am looking through the lens of what a moment, and then the photographer caught the moment, and the videographer also caught the moment because he said, "That's all right." Something like, "Let it fly. I'll speak anyway." Kairos moment. Unless of course these people had manufactured that moment, because I don't even know, because I mean it was very timely, you know what I mean? But when you have those kinds of moments as a speaker, you learn to look for them. So what I'm saying is, whatever you find that interests you, find a way to turn it, to monetize it. If it is speaking, DM me. I have the perfect opportunity for this next cohort that I'm starting, for people who want to speak. It's not those who have to. I do that and Speak with Confidence. They need it. They get results. Oh my goodness, this group is amazing. I will get you to meet them soon enough. But if you're listening to this and you're like, I can do this. People tell me I can speak well. Maybe I just need to know what to say. Maybe Lisa can help me. DM me. My next cohort is starting on the 2nd of June. That's the Monday. And we are going to be running this cohort. I'll tell you more about it. But here's the last thing that I want to leave with you. If you think that what you love cannot be turned into a whole industry, okay, if you pursue it long enough, I'd like you to take a look at this person. Terry Carell Reed Johnson, I think her name is. She's a Jamaican host. Hey, Deborah. But how many of us recognize our gifts? I love this podcast. It continues to uplift. Okay. Thank you, Deborah. Nice to see you here. Okay. Deborah is in Speak with Confidence, present cohort. I have so much to tell you about her. She's such an amazing speaker. I was boasting about it this morning. Deborah, yes, I was. Right? Terry Carell Reed Johnson. She's on LinkedIn. She's everywhere. This woman, she's Jamaican, an international host. International. She hosts international events right now. When she first started and I started seeing her stuff during COVID, I used to be like, but how are you going to make a whole industry and business out of hosting? I wonder how that is going to be. Her love for the thing, the way she approaches every event that she has to host with earnestness, and she's very thorough, and she makes a whole story out of it. That's how you do with something you love. That you so get people excited about your love for the thing that it becomes inevitable that they too want to be part of it. And if that is speaking for you, let me just leave by telling you that the speaking industry is $1 billion industry. Did you hear what I said, you guys? My people out there, we are sitting on our gifts and we are struggling. The two things should not go together. Your gift can make room for you. And if you have the gift of speaking, talk to me. Okay? We're going to make room for you in this world. You don't even have to get on stage. There are people who are online speakers and they're making money. Virtual speakers are making money. Platform speakers, panelists are making money. You could be a trainer. You could be a workshop facilitator. You don't have to end up like I am as a keynote speaker. I'm a thought leader where entrepreneurship is concerned. I have thoughts about it that are originally mine. But that's not where you don't need to end up there if you don't want it. You can be a facilitator and make money, but you can use that gift of speaking that God gave you. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I am out of here. I hope this was helpful. My podcast comes out today. I just have to go and just like schedule it. It's just like, okay, it's coming out today. I'll put out the post. So make sure to follow me. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll see you again. Hopefully tomorrow. I'm not sure, but just getting my schedule back together. You know where I'm being consistent right now, where going live is concerned? Go follow me on Instagram at Lisa M. Dublin. Okay. I was live there last night. I'll be live there again tonight. So if you want more of this inspiration, you love what I say, how I say it, you are looking for, that kind of daily thing, go follow me on Instagram. I'm way more fun over there. I like to say it that way.